We won't stick on it because I don't think a lot of people. Jesus, 4 viewers waiting. And we are live. A minute late, fashionably late, but sure, look, we made it anyway. It's 11th of April, Tubbs. So you know what that means.
Night 2 of WrestleMania, I believe. People, these are the eyes of a man that stayed up until 5 o'clock this morning to watch night 1 of WrestleMania. Brian tapped out really early.
WrestleMania.
Christ, was that mental, like, you know?
Oh.
A year and a bit out from not having live crowds. The night you get a live crowd back, there's potential to not have your event go ahead. That was fucking crazy.
Well, as Vince McMahon probably said, well, pal, let's go out and we'll splash around in the ring anyway.
Speaking of Vince McMahon, it was great to see him out there introducing the show. It genuinely felt heartfelt.
Yeah, he's like 75% Coke bottle now.
Fuck me, you had a lot of work done. Bad Bunny, for anyone that has ever heard of this motherfucker, I never heard of him until he fucking became the celebrity fucking character for this year's WrestleMania outside of Logan Paul tonight. It was surprisingly very fucking good. He did a Canadian Destroyer and everything on fucking John Morrison.
So guys, like, have any of you, we both live in Ireland, so Bad Bunny means absolutely nothing to us, but apparently he's a massive star in North America. Yeah. So if anybody knows about him, please let us know in the comments.
Also, to go on to your point about we live in Ireland, let's let people know when we watch WrestleMania, what time in the morning does that start?
1 a.m.
1 a.m. And it was delayed until 1:30 because of rain. So it ended up going on to nearly 5 o'clock.
45 minutes, wasn't it?
35 minutes in total.
Mm.
Crazy.
Like I know we're only touching on this for a minute, but I have to say, like, though the best thing about WrestleMania last night was that fucking delay, because we got to see the promo skills of certain people and the lack of promo skills from certain others.
I hope, genuinely, just as I said before we move on, I genuinely hope that becomes a regular thing in the pre-show for events. Letting them, I mean, I know last night was literally like we're delayed. You could just go say something and everyone fucking delivered. Also, for any other wrestling fans out there, that Chris Jericho fucking Broken Skull session went live today instead of after WrestleMania Night 2. It's currently up online right now.
I might watch that instead of
I've watched the first hour of it. It is rather entertaining.
And does he mention AEW in it?
So fucking much.
Okay. That's all I really want to know.
It's not a thing of where it's not mentioned. Like it's not like, hey Chris, have you been like, you know, like touring with your band for the last, like, you know, near 3 years? Yeah, Steve, that's why I did. Steve.
So like
on my side again.
Damien said in the comments that means 5 minutes more later. Hey, we weren't 5 minutes late, we were a minute late. But we don't count the schedule anyway. We just keep going until we can't anymore. So or we run out of stuff to talk about.
Turn this motherfucker off because it's got a blue light on my face.
So let's get so action figures. I know you love your action figures. So
me? This guy?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
You tell, Brian.
So this week was Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest, which is basically a new showing off Transformers, Star Wars, new Marvel Legends and stuff. So I'm going to show you guys some reveals. Now,
you know what I love
I'm not going to show everything.
Do you know what I love about this part of the show? I legit don't know anything about what Brian's about to show us because I genuinely stay away from it so I get to see it front and center on the show. And I love that part because I genuinely don't know what he's going to show us.
So this is playtime for Tubbs, guys.
Yeah, very much so.
So I'm not going to reveal everything. I'm just going to reveal my favorite picks, which is rather, what's the word for Tubbs? I don't know. Doesn't matter. My show, I show what I want.
5 o'clock this morning, buddy. I'm running on fumes there, Jensen.
Okay, so now you'll have to tell me, Tubbs, if you can see these, because this didn't go so well the last time.
Yeah, but either way, if it doesn't, just keep rolling with it. I can see these, Brian. I can see these.
Okay, so we have the Star Wars Black Series Lando Calrissian. What do you think of that, Tubbs?
That is,
I think it's
for
the
ages
best.
4 and over.
I think that's the
No,
best they've done. The best they've done his face in a long time.
All jokes aside, I mean that's Empire fucking.
Yeah,
oh,
Return of the Jedi.
Jedi, yeah, Jedi. Yeah, it's a pretty fucking solid looking figure. It even got like the chest. They just seem to be doing that a lot with a lot of figures lately, like the adjustable kind of torso
The
movements.
ab articulation.
Yes, ab articulation.
Okay, so we'll move on.
That. That's a good one. Yeah. Fat Tor.
Final battle Tor. Infinity War.
Did I freeze?
Now you're fine. We'll keep going. But yeah,
we'll keep on. Fuck it.
People have been looking for this one since in-game, and they finally showed it off. It looks pretty well.
Fat Tor, huh?
The one criticism I'd have is they maybe should have put in a second head with normal eyes.
Yeah, maybe. And Jesus Christ, there's some gams on his fucking legs. One thing actually. I mean, want to go back to the second. One thing, why does he have King Kong's axe?
The Stormbreaker, man.
Is it though?
It is now. I suppose if you wanted to be King Kong Thor, you can do that.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay, so next one. These ones are all part of one wave.
Okay.
So this is Darkstar. She's one of the secret Soviet super soldiers team.
Who was the Build-A-Figure?
The Build-A-Figure is Ursa Major, who was a giant bear from the same team. So I'll just go through these quickly enough. That's Trax from Transformers G1.
Nice.
I've already pre-ordered that.
Is that from the 80s?
Yeah.
Nice.
There is Quasar from the comics, Marvel Comics. What's the laugh about?
Because wasn't he one of these Superman attempts that Marvel tried?
No, that's Sentry or Hyperion.
I could be wrong on this, but wasn't there 3 different characters over the years that were like Superman-like characters?
Hyperion and Sentry is definitely 2 of them anyway.
Okay.
Not this guy though.
I got it wrong.
Age of Apocalypse Saber-Tooth.
That's pretty fucking dope.
That looks fucking class.
Yeah, it really does. A fucking class detail in that face.
So yeah, he's the first of a second wave of Age of Apocalypse figures. They've already done the first wave. And classic Ultron, which is fucking class.
Looks fucking cool, and he's got the arm for the bear. Do you remember that fucking movie from years ago? What was it called? Metropolis. Is it Metropolis?
I don't know.
It was the old fucking weird black and whitey type film where it was like fucking the. I'll have to send you on a picture of it in a while, but it looks very similar to that design on the Android.
Yeah,
old school is Fuke.
Now there's hologram Iron Man.
And the fucking head on the bear, I love it. That's a detailed fucking head.
The funny thing about the hologram Iron Man, right? It's led to some rumors that there might be a hologram Tony Stark in one of the future MCU films, because it's based on one of his movie suits, not the comic suit.
Huh.
So yeah.
So like a visual Jarvis type scenario.
Yes.
Okay.
Next, there is Cosca Reeves from The Mandalorian.
Is this Sasha Banks' character?
Yes.
Very cool.
I'll show you a picture of her head in a while. I forgot to save one of those.
That's cool. That's cool.
Looks cool. Final Battle Thor again.
That's cool. Now that head looks better.
Yeah, you can see it in the pose pictures. It's a lot better. But this guy, he was remember the robot that was asleep in Mandalorian's ship, and then Grogu woke him and it nearly killed him.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Zero. That's him. Zero. So it's cool. I love that they can make like toys of characters that would literally be there for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, like,
saga. It's awesome. Oh, went too far.
You're giving stuff away.
This is my jam. 90s Iron Man. modular Iron Man.
I was wondering because when you see the torso and the yellow and the arm split, like it's completely split in half with the color tone. That is the Iron Man of the 90s, like.
Yeah, Marvel versus Capcom Iron Man as well.
So now it says Ursa Major here, right? So where's the Build-A-Figure element in this figure?
I think because there's 7 figures, right? Iron Man always sells really well anyway, so they
just added an extra figure into the to the wave. All right.
Okay. So if you don't want another Iron Man, you don't have to buy it, basically.
Okay.
Which is really solid, I think. Okay, so from Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Aura Singh, another bounty hunter.
Yeah.
And she's a really interesting look.
And, it seems from Mandalorian-based action figures. I mean, like this is your chance to kind of build on a wave of Star Wars bounty hunters, right? Because
I got Cad Bane from the last bounty hunter they released, and I think she's pretty cool. She's a good role in Clone Wars as well if you watch it.
NSC with these ones as well is they have the ab articulation as well. Okay.
The articulation is up through the wazoo these days.
I mean, is that becoming an overall thing? Because I've seen it with some WWE action figures lately as well.
Oh no, all the
crunch articulation as well.
All the WWE elites, even looking at my own.
Oh, that's the elites, but all of the figures aren't like that, right?
No, you basics then, which are like 12 quid.
Yeah, okay.
They're basically made for kids. Like, then I love this as well, Stealth Iron Man with a Tony Stark head too.
Yeah, the old classic one, yeah.
So that's really, really cool. And Riri Williams, Ironheart.
Very cool.
In case you hadn't noticed, this is an Iron Man wave.
Yes, yeah. I mean, very much. It seems that way. Like, no, but I mean, that's fucking pretty badass, dude.
I don't know what way I think about this, because it just really looks like a really scrawny Iron Man.
But if you this is just me shooting off the top of my head. Fire. But if you were into customization, you could very well create Pepper Potts iron suit from Infinity War from this model.
Oh, that's out there already. That's been released.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, but you could. I mean, if you were into like customization of figures and stuff, like that's a very easy base model to work off of.
But like I've seen, you can see the face in the box there. The face looks immense up close as well. Like, so they've really gotten good at stuff like that, which is. There's the bear.
there's the bad boy himself.
How fucking cool is he though? Like,
that looks really cool.
Like, even if you're not familiar with the character and you just want to buy the wave, who doesn't want a big fucking angry bear on their shelf?
Yeah, fucking Ursa Major, man. It's fucking class, like. That really is detail as well. I mean, I think the fucking detail in the head is fantastic.
Yeah, it's really nice. Like, of the figures in the wave, there's only a few I'd want. I nearly pushed the boat out just to get the fucking bear, like. And there's the Vault Guardsman as well. Damien was talking about him.
I'm not aware of this character, so who's this?
No, I'm not 100% sure. Damien knows more than me in the comics about this guy. He was apparently like a guardsman, exactly. I'll just go to the comments for a sec. Vault Guardsman's great, but for me, he needs 2. Use the other as a whirlwind upgrade. All figure good, the Vault Guardsman bulkier. Off-World Adam says, greetings, Brian. Hi, Adam. How are you? Mick says, hello. Hi, Mick. And Damien, 90s Iron Man defo. Casey says, it's only a matter of time till Todd starts buying shitloads of action figures.
Already started, Casey.
And Damien said, Timothy Dalton head Stark. Yeah, exactly. Don't mess with him, love. Okay, so we only have a few more, I think, to go through. This guy is Tech from the Bad Batch, which is coming out in May on Disney Plus. Looks pretty cool. I think all the team, the whole Bad Batch, will be either available for release or released by the time it comes out. So that's good work from Hasbro, as we said.
It's crazy how my brain works.
Go on.
Go back to that picture a minute. You showed me that one. It was a Tech from the Bad Batch. First thing that came into my brain was anyone that watches the Walking Dead that is on season 10 or the comics. You know what I'm on about when I say this? Commonwealth.
Oh yeah, the Stormtrooper guys.
Yeah, the white and black armor. It first thing, boom, I was like, oh, look at them. Now you could buy a batch of them and make your Walking Dead army.
And he's not actually
If
that
you wanted
bright.
to, that's a waste of fucking money. Don't do that.
No. And he's not actually that bright in the show, if I can remember correctly. That actual suit is too bright. I could be wrong now, like, but that's what I remember anyway, because they were in an episode of the Clone Wars in the last season. I think it was episode 4
all
or
over
5.
myself.
Please don't.
Sorry. I
Um,
got excited.
There is more Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom figures. Now these are Beast Wars. So
Okay.
I've never been gone on Beast Wars.
I was never genuinely myself. What?
One of them is Rhinox. There's Scorponok. I think Wingfang is the one flying, and I'm not sure the green one. But yeah. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I was never a big fan of the what do they call the what was this? What were these ones called?
Beast Wars.
Okay, Beast Wars Transformers. I was never a big fan of that line myself, to be fair. Even in the cartoons and stuff, when they started going that direction, give me my Autobots, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I think I'd moved on to Spider-Man the animated series when that came out.
Yeah, I mean, that was more. I mean, because look, we're 80s kids, man. Do you know what I mean? So, we grew up with the Prime, Transformers. Okay, who's these?
Okay, so that is Domino from X-Men and Cannonball. Now, Cannonball is a re-release because the original, right? Cannonball's powers is he can shoot off like a rocket, so his legs look like fire. And Marvel released Cannonball with just the fire and no legs, basically. And they got attacked from all corners. So they did a re-release with his actual legs.
Because you need options, right? You need options.
But this is a 2-pack as well.
Okay, yeah. Now, I gotta be honest with you. Not very fond of that Domino design.
I rather the classic one where she's in all black.
Yes, yeah, that's the one I've always kind of leaned towards, and it's kind of why I think they kind of hit the nail on the head in some ways in the Deadpool movie as well with Domino. It was kind of a very kind of a similar kind of costume style. This one just seems like, do you remember when they did like the newer wave of cartoons of the X-Men? They started to make these kind of like these kind of designs on the suits. You know, like white down the middle or blue and then red, yellow, and
they call that the Liefeld problem. Rob Liefeld.
Is that what that is?
Pouches out the asshole. Do you ever see that picture of Captain America?
No, you have to send it to me.
I'll put it up here in a few minutes. Just remind me. So here is the Autobot Arc. So basically, remember the ship they crash landed in Arc?
Yes.
So they made him into a Transformer, a Titan class Transformer, which will cost about $150.
Okay. Because the one I wanted to talk about is kind of on the lines of this.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Which one is that?
I'm assuming you have, since you're the Transformers master.
Okay, go on. Shout it.
I was online the other day, and then, obviously, I know it was on a page called TransFans.
I don't want to know your Google search.
No. It was a Kevin Smith thing. It was on his channel, but it was.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're on about now. We'll get.
Do you know where I'm going with this?
Yes.
Okay. The price tag on this thing that I saw is $700. Right?
I have something to say about that.
Okay, but it is basically anyone for fans of the Transformers. This is basically self-transforming Optimus Prime. I saw it and I was like, oh my god, that is insanely cool. Then I saw the price tag and I was like, that is not fucking cool.
I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that in a few minutes because I've got some stuff, some facts to go through about that. Okay, but cool. Firstly, here is Commander Class Radamus Prime, which looks absolutely class, I have to say. Now, this one is £90. because it comes with the whole Winnebago trailer at the back and everything.
Right. Okay.
From the '86 movie. Like,
but even looking at the detailing, like is that the odd spark in the center?
That's the matrix of leadership.
Matrix.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. But even looking at the way they have them all kind of put in detail in the face and everything, you can genuinely tell these are way more expensive than like the Smiths line of Transformers figures.
Well, no, you can get these in Smiths, like.
Yeah, but the price tag is way higher.
I actually have. Hold on. So, what would be a similar price? I don't know now if I'm still on camera or not because I have this thing on. Hold on a second now. Okay, so what will be a similar price just below it? I got this for my birthday today. So this is Ultra Magnus.
Wow.
And that's like Optimus Prime size.
Also, before we go any further, we should have opened the show with that. Happy fucking birthday, man. Did that I bet you I glitched out right as I said it, right?
No, I heard it.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, happy birthday. I mean, for anyone that doesn't know, this is Brian's second lockdown birthday.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a bit fucking shit or whatever, but you know what I mean? But yeah, man. Fucking you're getting out.
Grand old 37, yeah. But let's finish the Transformers section. We'll go on then. Because I think
sorry,
that's it.
Anyone that's been listening to this for the last 8 fucking episodes knows that I have a tendency to fucking spin off, you know. This is why Brian is a great moderator.
Yeah.
When I start like rambling and going off, Brian's like, "Hey, buddy, remember we're talking about this? Go back to this. Where's there a hand? There's a fucking hand on your face."
So the last thing I want to show you guys before we leave the Hasbro Pulse stuff was the figure that I've been waiting for personally for so long. And if I can just get a full picture of him up now, that would be super. Is this guy?
Yeah.
It's coming. That's what she said.
She said what?
And whammo! There you go.
Oh, yes.
You see that?
Yes, Galvatron.
So Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom Leader Galvatron. I've been waiting for a good Galvatron since 1986. And here he is.
$53 in total, and was that including package plus and package?
No, that's just Big Bad Toy Store because that's just where I got the pictures from.
Right, okay.
But I pre-ordered it for is it somewhere between 50 and 60 euro from Big Bang Comics?
Yeah. And
it just looks incredible. Like I went as far as a few years ago. I bought a third-party Galvatron from somewhere in China that was like $90. Right. A Masterpiece one, and it's the only one I have at the moment. But yeah. So yeah, Galvatron. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Let's see. What we have in the comments, whatever.
Tell me about comments.
Mick says, yes, my jam, Brian. Beast Wars. Excuse me, I had to burp. Damien, Scorponok was huge back in the 80s. You had him, you were deemed rich. It's a different Scorponok, though, because there's another Scorponok which is absolutely class that I want as well. Mick Holland, Radamus is so good. Is good. Happy birthday, he says as well. Damien says, happy birthday, old git. Oh, thanks. I am pretty birthday. Lockdown birthdays are no bueno, says Mikey. I know, Mikey, it sucks. Show the Captain America drawing. Huh. What? Captain America drawing?
Which one?
I'm confused. The Captain America drawing.
Was that Mike, for me or you?
You're going to have to elaborate, my friend.
Captain America drawing?
Well, yeah, okay. So, Transformers Optimus Prime tubs.
Yes.
Right, so...
I brought it up because I'll be honest, I brought it up for 2 reasons.
Yeah.
First reason is like going, oh man, I wonder, can I outspeed and the action figure sequence out of the show by talking about this? But that was, man,
No, fine, go on.
internet fucking problems. But I thought I'd outscoop you on it, but that's
Oh,
never going to
yes,
happen
I
when
know
it
what
comes
you
to
mean
the
now,
action.
Mikey. Go on.
What was the thing?
The Captain America, Rob Liefeld, Captain America.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So, have you ever seen this, Tubbs?
Fucking jumping in and out of fucking signal here like a fucking go.
Okay, so this is the Captain America thing that I was on about. So in the 90s, Rob Liefeld is a Marvel and Image Comics artist, and he had a habit of drawing overly muscly characters with pouches everywhere. Like this.
Oh, yes. I do remember this now. Now that you said overly muscular, I remember I'm seeing this. What the fuck is that? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
yeah, that's just a monstrosity of a fucking image.
Like, so funny. Like, and there's Cable then.
The now, isn't there a story behind this? Isn't this one of these things where he was like, I think he got bored or something and just started drawing the characters like ridiculously like proportioned, and it took weeks or months for even like Marvel to even notice it.
Yeah,
wait, is that a different thing?
Like he left then and he went to Image Comics. It's all about like he wanted to draw them make sure exaggerated and stuff. That's why you got Spawn over at McFarlane as well, looking very much similar. And he went on to create like Savage Dragon and a few other characters at Image. So like, yeah.
Jesus, man. Oh, this internet now is actually annoying me now tonight. Sorry, peeps.
It's okay. We'll press on anyway.
We'll press on. Fuck it.
So yeah, the Optimus Prime. The only kind of thing I wanted to say was Hasbro, or sorry, this thing has been in circulation before.
Yeah.
But it had no license. So it was just like a generic robot. And it did all the same stuff. It's been out a couple of years for less than $700. But basically they just licensed it. So now it's Optimus Prime and it talks like Peter Cullen.
Okay, yeah. I mean, like I saw the price tag in it and I was like going like, fuck me, that's an insane amount of money just to have your Transformer, like, you know, like basically it's a lot of money to pay to make you a lazy action figure collector, because you know the whole as you know, because I am apparently the inbox wanker here, you know that taking your toys out of the box and playing with them and transforming them yourself is part of the fun. Now this motherfucker just does it himself and you're sitting there going, yeah, I paid €700 to get bored of this in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Like the thing that pissed me off so much about this, I was watching it live and they brought out Kevin Smith and Jay. Now, Kevin Smith doesn't even fucking like Transformers, man. And here he is shilling like a bitch. And he does so much things. Wah, 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 wah. And, you know, doing his usual stuff. And then at the end, they're like, you know, they sold it to you. Like, at the end, I was like, okay, I fucking want this thing. Like, and then $700.
Yeah.
It's the most tone deaf move by a company in the last 2 years, like because we're in the middle of a fucking pandemic and they're putting out for a tie for $700 like.
Hey, I know none of you have jobs at the moment because the world, you know, flipped on its head, but here's a €700 fucking or $700 fucking Transformer for you to stick up your fucking ass for extra enjoyment because it probably vibrates as well.
Yeah, it's just a case of like read the fucking room, like come on.
Yeah, I mean, it is exactly. It's like I don't have money, so how the fuck can I afford this? Like you know, fucking. Oh, don't get me wrong. At face value, when you first look at it and first see what it does, you're like, that's the coolest fucking toy. I you know, like that's so fucking cool. I'd really like to have that.
It's just going to end up gathering dust in the fucking corner.
Yeah. Then you realize it's gonna, as I said, after 5 fucking minutes of actually watching it transform, you're like, oh, it's fucking class. You're gonna go.
You're going to end up going, do something else, do something new.
Yeah, fucking, it's like fucking ridiculous, man.
But like, kind of pissed me off because last year at the start of this whole pandemic bullshit, they released their first HasLab Marvel thing. Remember the Sentinel?
Yes. The big fucking huge one.
For 350 quid. And you know me, like we were chatting about it, and I was like, will I buy it? Will I buy it? Will I buy it?
But think of that, all right? You remember the size of that thing. Now, that didn't self-transform and all this shit, right? Whatever. But that was 350 quid, but that motherfucker was huge.
Like, look at the one behind my head. It's bigger than that.
So, that's what I'm saying. So it was a massive figure. So I can understand 350, on that and the detail in it and everything else. Do you know what I mean? It's like fucking, all right, that's pricey, very pricey for an action figure. I understand it because it's fucking big. But then you fucking look at this, and it's not even that big in scale. It just transforms. 700 fucking bucks.
And like
crazy.
I don't know. Crazy. And then at the end of their Marvel panel, they were like, "Oh, we've got a tease for our next HasLab," and they basically showed like Fantastic Four. So obviously they're doing Galactus next. But it's like, where the fuck do they think people are getting all this money from? Like,
look, come here, I want you. I remember saying it to you, like, when I started getting back into collecting, like, the figures and things. I mean, and I got three kids, so it's kind of one of those things where, like, not all my money goes to me. Do you get me? It's like, you got to put it that way and then take what's left. But you know what I mean? So I can only kind of grab them when I can. But for me, man, action figure collecting is a pricey fucking deal, my friend.
That is a fact. Like, I find myself, even myself, being a lot more selective these days.
Oh yeah, because now, I mean, and that comes with age as well. That comes with,
Hey, I'm not old. Shut up.
I'm getting older, right? You become you become a little more selective on the things that you purchase and the things that you actually want, instead of just trying to grab everything,
Well, it's not even that. It's just there is so much.
Yeah, so many. Just like, you know me, I started collecting the Marvel, DC, the McFarlane line.
Yeah.
And I was doing grand. I was buying them. I was getting kind of like that. And now I still haven't got them all. You've got probably more than I have, to be fair.
I've got a handful of those, I think.
But then you see, like, it's a year later, and you're going, Jesus Christ! There's way too many, and they're all 25. I stop fucking glitching. You can buy them in store for $25 a head or whatever, and then obviously some of them go down in sale and so on. But then you know yourself, these ones are kind of like, this is where scalpers come in, and they kind of like jack the price up, and they're charging fucking 70-80 euros for a fucking action figure. Like, and I'm like, that's too rich for my blood, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So shall we move on away from action figures?
Yes, we shall.
80s cartoons, Tubbs. Our livelihoods. So we're going to have a chat about it.
We're both 80s kids, so this is very much
Tubbs
what we
keeps
grew up on.
mentioning age. He's actually the older one here, just so we're clear.
He's a fucking... Actually, which way? Am I pointing this way or this way? He's a fucking liar. I am 2 years younger than this motherfucker.
No, you're not.
I'm 2 years older than this motherfucker.
There you go. That's a bit closer. But so, guys, what do you reckon? Should we like do a top 5 80s cartoons or what? Well, we could just talk incoherently about our favorites, but either way, that's what happened anyway.
I mean, look, because the likelihood is, like, I wrote down 12.
12.
No, I wrote down 12. Hear me out. The reason I did it was because in the 80s cartoons, you know yourself, you're probably going to have a chunk that I have. Ones. Yeah, so I kind of went with a few more. So if you mention one, I'll go with a different one, that kind of thing. So we're not overlapping on the same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So let you go first, man, because I let you out here like a motherfucker. This must be very entertaining for our fucking audience, by the way. Tubbs is talking, next thing he goes, It reminds me of that fucking episode of Mo Sislak from The Simpsons. He's talking to Homer on the fucking webcam, and he's just like fucking just starts freezing up. Well, anyway, let's get on with this.
Okay, so we'll start from 5. Maybe.
As in, okay, what's the layout of this? Are we going like our top 5 favorite, or are we just naming 5?
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We'll go 7, right?
Okay.
I'll pick 7. You pick 6, and so on.
Oh yeah, so you pick 1, I pick 2.
We make our own top 7. So.
Or at that rate, we might as well do a top 10, and you pick number 1, I'll pick number 2, and we'll go up to 10. That's 5 each.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, so same.
Okay,
yeah,
10. So you start at 10, so because I hadn't that many thought out.
Are we going backwards, like?
Yeah, start at 10 and work down.
Okay. I just have a quick look at my list there to see if I can throw one off of the banister here, because you know what I mean. Instead of saying people throw one off the banister. What the fuck does that even mean?
Why did I automatically thought of a child being thrown off a banister when you said that?
Yeah. Look, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to go with one of the most obvious ones, all right? Because we want to start this off with a discussion in the comments to see if people remember this shit as well, right? So I'm going to go with the Mysterious Cities of Gold. Do you remember this cartoon?
I remember the name.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure.
It was like an adventure cartoon, fucking. Oh, do you remember it? It was I had that fucking catchy fucking song that I can't even sing because
I think I know that. Okay.
What is it? Do you know what to do? Go to YouTube a minute, all right, and get that shit up and see. Can we? No, we can't play it obviously because
it'll slow us down first.
It'll slow us down, and we probably get a fucking strike or whatever the fuck for copyrights. But yeah, but even just throw it up there and see.
Oh my god! I just looked at the picture of it. I know. I see it now.
Yeah, do you remember it? Yeah.
I can stick up a picture. Look.
Yeah, stick up so if you can grab the pictures of what we're talking about, even, and you can even just stick these up, because do you remember this Mysterious Cities of Gold? Yeah. Dude, that was my jam. I loved that cartoon growing up. Like, it was just so fucking good. And it's not one of the ones that people would normally like list out if you were going like, what's your favorite 80s cartoon? It's never the one that people pick. Do you know what I mean? Do you remember I had the big fucking golden fucking like eagle thing and the whole fucking shebang?
Yeah, it looks mad, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was fucking cool. It was really good. Like, but what are you looking for now?
Now, my next pick, I'm nearly sure it's the 80s, but it might be early 90s. Do you remember this?
The raccoons. I fucking do. Raccoons. Jesus Christ, yeah.
Is it Cyril Sneer was the bad guy?
Oh, this fucking with the purple guy there with the fucking like pigtails and shit. Yeah. Two fucking bloody classics. And this is what I love that you went with the raccoons next, is because, you know, normally, as I said, when you're asked like, oh, what 80s cartoons and stuff like that, it is always like, you know, the typical 80s ones that everyone goes with. But the fact that we started off with 2 cartoons that I genuinely don't think are very high on people's radars.
I don't know, when you mentioned Lost City of Gold, the raccoons is the first thing popped into my head for some reason.
So let's choose. So I go with number 7. So number 8, since we've got the first 2 down. Galaxy Rangers. Do you remember that?
I'll know. See, like, I know these things once I actually see them.
You remember this thing?
That's like fucking Brave Star, isn't
it? Brave Star was a different one.
Yeah, I know. I remember
another one, but this was like they were the Rangers of the Galaxy, and their big fucking like crazy fucking like metallic horses and it was just fucking badass. Like,
that is pretty cool.
Again, another one that probably flew over a lot of people's heads. I don't know. People in the comments will probably tell us different, but
I'll go to the
very
comments
much so.
whilst thinking of the next one. Mick says number 1, Transformers. Number 2, TMNT. Number 3, Mask. He just said it just now. Number 4, Raccoons. People forget about them. Like, Damien as well says top 10. I really love Thundercats, Dino Riders, Mask. Oh, I fucking love Mask as well. Centurions, Brave Star, He-Man, She-Ra, Real Ghostbusters, TMNT, and Defenders of the Earth. Like, such fucking good list as well. Like,
I mean, the 80s had a fucking good range.
I'm going to go for something different here.
Do you remember this stuff? Yeah. Now, I didn't watch a lot of that. I genuinely didn't, but I do remember it. I do remember it being a thing. I had seen it.
So that's my number 7.
That's number 7. I got to go with a classic here. Count Duckula.
If you're feeling...
That was just, you you have to remember this, like, you know, because I mean, the 80s was all about fucking this kind of shit, man. You know what I mean? If it wasn't fucking like adventures in space or fucking masks,
I think my love of horror started with Duck, you know.
Yeah, it had to have been like, you know what I mean? And this is the weird thing, because if you look back at it, like, fucking, I mean, obviously, as I said, I'm naming ones that I know aren't initially the first ones to throw out there, because I have all the ones from the comments that I'd said in the list, but I had I wanted to kind of run through stuff, like, you know what I mean, that wasn't kind of always spoke about, you know.
Damien says Galaxy Rangers 1985 with Captain Kidd and Queen of Evil. Yes, Tubbs.
Yeah.
And Mick Holland says, "Oh fuck, Ghostbusters! I forgot also, and Visionaries, Robotech, and Count Duckula too."
This is what I love about conversations like this, is right. We throw out 3 or 4 fucking old school, and then people start going, "Oh shit, do you remember that? Oh, do you remember this cartoon?" You know, and it starts spitballing into a conversation. It's fucking good.
So that was like your number 6. So Tubbs, like, after my brain is after getting warmed up now, I think we should do the last 5 each, because there's still so many.
Okay. Yes.
So
okay,
I'll give my 5. You give your 5, right?
Yes. Okay.
So my number 5. Well, wrong thing. I don't know what the fuck that is.
You like cabinets and
yes,
other strange things?
Oh, this
Mass Crusaders.
Oh, I can remember, I can hear it in my head now. Like.
Oh man, the fucking song is so good. And do you remember your man had his robot? It was like a motorbike. The little kid.
And the fucking toys were so awesome as well, man.
Like that. Do you know something? Do you know when they're fucking remaking everything and they're doing this pure nostalgia burst of fucking shit? Like,
people are
this old
begging for a remake of Mass Toys.
Fucking, not even a cartoon. Make this a live action motherfucker. It would be so fucking good.
Yeah.
Let's write that shit.
Give us the fucking toys. That's all I want.
Oh man, fucking
that big fucking truck is what I had as a kid.
I remember I had these. I had all these fucking action figures and toys and things like that when I was growing up, and they were fucking Mask was so good. It was just such a good fucking cartoon. But yeah, that theme song.
Okay, so Tubbs, your number 5.
Wheel Warriors.
Jason the Wheel Warriors. Yes.
Do you remember it?
Yeah.
and that is another banging theme song as well.
Oh man, the 80s theme tunes were fucking sick, like.
See, do you remember that? Do you remember this fucking shit, man? This is fucking deadly. I want to go watch cartoons right now, man.
I'm 100% going to watch cartoons in a while. Right, let's look at the comments before I do my number 4. So, Damien Ristori, Ducky Poos, Nanny Tubbs. Brilliant. Right, Ducky Poo. Well, where's my thing gone? Okay.
Annie.
Igor, was it the uncle or something?
Yeah.
So number 4.
Oh my fucking leg. Sorry, guys.
Let me think for a second. Oh. Has to be Masters of the Universe.
Oh, fuck yeah. I have it on the list, but as I said, it doesn't matter which one of us say it. He-Man is a fucking gem. Now, can I ask you a question? Do you think the 80s cartoon has aged well?
This one has not aged well.
No. I tried to rewatch it last year, and it's not good. It's still good. I really enjoy it, but it's just, it's made from the 80s. Like, it's just, it's a product of the 80s. But,
and remember, kids, don't do whatever Donnie doesn't do at the end of every episode.
But it's so fucking good, dude. It's just a product of our fucking
it's
our childhood, really.
Time, like.
You know, which fucking mind boggles me. I know we got a movie Masters of the Universe, but it mind boggles me how we haven't got like a Lord of the Rings style fucking epic set in like Grayskull and everything else in like a He-Man fucking universe movie.
Like the first movie was basically like the template for Thor, I thought.
Like I said it. Do you remember I was saying about like characters into movies and
I bet you as well, before you go any further, I bet you won't name my next pick in your last 4. You won't have thought of it. But go on, it's your pick now. Your number 4.
Okay, I mean, I look, as I said, I could go with a a chunk of them. We're probably going to cover all these anyway before we finish it.
No,
but,
go with your favorites, like, because I could take
I'm going
the
to
next
go
one.
with my... What number am I in?
Number 4.
4. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Gotta have it.
Yes.
Yeah, gotta have it. Now, it's weird as well because, all right, explain this to me because I know you probably know this more than I do because I can't remember it fully. Yeah, go on to... Because I always thought this was a 90s cartoon. It's actually not. It's an 80s cartoon.
No, it's an 80s cartoon.
Yeah. But when it first came out, was it Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles?
It was Ninja Turtles. But I think they changed it to Hero Turtles in some places.
Yeah, because ninjas and all that crap was like, fuck off, like. Movement here, that's my legs again, dude.
Yeah, like TMNT to this day, like, is one of my main collections.
Dude, I remember, I think you were at my house one day and you had I can't remember, you had your hard drive of fucking transferring stuff or whatever. And I remember you had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, like the cartoons on your hard drive. I still have them on my PC to this day.
Okay, I'm going to show you something funny.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you something funny. I'm going to stop sharing for a second. So, basically, guys, as Tubb said earlier, it's my
birthday.
My birthday today. And as we're talking about TMNT, one of my friends shared a picture of me when I was like a baby.
No way.
And what am I wearing? You will just see now.
Are you wearing one of the TMNT t-shirts, tops?
Don't all die of cuteness at once now.
Are you in a full suit? Show me. Oh, yeah, look at that shit, boy.
Turtles top back in like 1980 something.
I had the same fucking one. Do you remember they had them in like a lot of different colors? There was like a blue one and there was a fucking black one with the fucking same. I think there's a picture of me and my brother John with the same top. I think all the Limerick-ish, like Limerick-based units of kids all kind of had like similar clothes back in the day. Pictures of them.
Probably Kenny's finest, man.
Oh man.
Okay, so I was on to number 3, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm going to double check. Is this 80s? But I think it is. You won't have a guess before I put it up because you can't see yet, obviously. No?
This isn't your top one, right?
My number 3.
Okay, so I have one more to go and you have one more.
No, 3 more each.
Oh, 3 more each. Okay.
Yeah, we're doing top 5. So yeah, just give a little guess, Tubbs.
I'm gonna say Thundercats?
No.
Okay.
Look, I'll just put it up. See if you remember this one.
Oh, jeez, Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, I do. How
fucking good was Dungeons and Dragons?
Explain it to me. Did they go into the ride and then they transported into the game? Is that what it was?
Into the roller coaster, yeah.
Yes, I do remember it. Yeah.
So fucking good. And apparently there is action figures been made for this at some point. So yeah,
wasn't there an actual movie made? But it was like a really bad movie.
Yeah, it was shite.
Yeah, but like a proper full film.
But like the bad guy, like so evil looking.
Under the roller coaster there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it there.
Yeah. I remember that they went into a roller coaster and then they were transported into the
trying to get home then for the rest of it.
Yeah. That was it was cool, man. That was cool.
So what will be your number 3, Tubbs?
I just said it before on your guest, the Thundercats. Did I steal your pick?
Well, that's going to be one of mine anyway, so.
Yeah.
This is, I don't know. Where are we going? Thundercats. Oh. I still remember all of these, like, so.
I mean, I'm now I will say one thing, all right? I'm so happy they're making a live action movie of this.
It's not live action though.
Yeah, it's a mix, isn't it?
It's kind of like CGI. the director Adam Wingard said he got the idea for it from doing the upside down kind of place in Kong.
Huh. Yeah, because this
He
is
said the upside down, when he saw the upside down, he said it looks exactly what the Thundercats home looks like.
Because one thing I will say is we both like reviewed Kong, and as a whole it wasn't a great movie. So I'm hoping like that. Look, but come here, that's King Kong. This is already got IP that they're probably going to work off of and stuff as well. And Snarf, man, who the fuck doesn't want to see Snarf? You know, fuck's sake, like.
I thought you'd say Chitara, no, to be honest.
Chitara and fucking Tigra and all those.
But like,
Chitara now genuinely like should be played by someone really hot.
But like, I think like there's a story behind this. It's not two monsters just slapping each other about. Like,
no, God, no. I mean,
there is actually good story to this. Like,
I'll put it this way: if I have to take a CG or an animated movie of the Thundercats in the 2020s or whatever, I will fucking take it because we're getting a new version of it.
I will say as well, Thundercats is my number 2, so you can skip straight to number 2 if you want.
No, don't you do number 2? I mean, I just pick a different one.
No, it's fine. We'll keep going. What's your number 2?
Go to my number 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck. My number 2 is a toss up between 2.
And I'll probably take whichever one's left over.
No. I still have one more after this story.
Yeah.
Okay. So will I just name these 2 as my 2?
Well, I don't mind.
I'll pick one.
You probably know what I'm going to pick anyway. What's that?
The 80s DuckTales cartoon.
Woo!
I fucking love that, man. My twin daughter Beth watches that today with me.
It's fucking brilliant, man.
It's so fucking good, and it really did stand the test of time. That's the one.
Scrooge McDuck is my hero, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such a good fucking cartoon. I just love it.
Was it Huey, Dewey, and Louie?
Like you can see by the pictures you have up here as well as like when they redid it, it didn't have the same feeling to it.
No, it just looks.
It just wasn't the same. Like, do you know what I mean? They just look weird and goofy. That's the jam. That's the fucking one right there.
And my number 1.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Transformers. I fucking knew that was going to be your number 1.
100%.
Yeah.
I had the curtains, the bedspread, everything. And yeah, G1, no other Transformers for me. I fucking hate Michael Bay for what he did to the movies.
Now, I had 4 left, but as I said, I went with DuckTales on my number 2. But since you picked that as your number 1, I will say that this was a toss-up for me on my number 2. I had this in number 2 with the DuckTales, but I knew you were going to pick this because I know it's you, so I didn't pick it because I knew you would. Fucking 80s Transformers, like the 80s Transformer movie, to this day is still like so fucking watchable.
Like I said to you, good. I watched it the other night.
Yeah, and we were talking about Transformers actually in the other round. We were talking about I can't remember. We were talking about something, and then you actually like said, "Look what I'm watching." I was like, "Look at you! You're watching fucking 80s cartoons, kid." And what happened after that, Brian?
I can't out of sleep.
No. You showed me the picture of you watching the Transformers, and what did I end up going watching? I remember Batman the animated cartoon.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
that's what I love about it.
That's one for the 90s animated series.
That's what we should leave with next week.
Yeah, so 90s animated. Like there might be some crossover, like because you've still a number 1, don't you?
I do. So before we move on, let's get to my fucking number 1 pick. My favorite 80s cartoon of all time. And I think it fucking you'll probably, when I say what it is, you'll probably go, "Oh, that suits him to the core."
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
Fucking gummy bears.
I knew it.
Like fucking these bears that drink this fucking wine and just hop around like fucking ADHD monkeys, man. Fucking yeah. Gummy bears.
There we go.
Remember this shit? That was the fucking
I completely forgot as well. Fucking Care Bears, man.
Yeah.
Completely
These
forgot
were
about them.
better than the Care Bears, man. These had spunk and personality, like not the bold spunk, attitude, you know.
Oh god, I knew it was going to go there eventually.
But yeah, that was that. That's for you kids in the comments, and my culture cast boyfriend, partner in crime, right there. Not really boyfriends, but just we call each other the screen wives, if you will. But yeah, that's mine. Gummy Bears, man. What a fucking jam! What a cartoon! What a fucking like the fucking energy and fucking heart fucking watch that was like.
Okay, I've got some great comments as well. Damien says Boulder Hill was based on Blofeld's volcano lair from You Only Live Twice. Miles Mayhem was basically Blofeld. Best music and animation, Thundercats and He-Man. Tubbs, favorite TMNT turtle and bad guy.
Raphael is my favorite turtle.
Okay.
Bad guy.
I'm with you on that, by the way.
Bad guy's got to be Shredder.
Hmm.
For me, it's got to be Shredder. Like, I mean, the original cartoon. Obviously, do you know what I mean? You have the other characters come in. Actually,
go on.
I did like the Rat King as well.
I was just going to say it. He was fucking class.
Yeah. But there were so many fucking good ones. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Casey Jones come in as a bad guy?
He was kind of an anti-hero, yeah.
He was an anti-hero, but they'd be like that at the start. You could have said him as well. But you know, I mean, there's the ones like, you know, there's Krang and there's Bebop and Rocksteady but there was like the metallic fucking, what was his name as well? The fucking robot fucking turtle.
Which?
He was the robotic turtle.
Oh, Metalhead.
Metalhead, yeah. He was pretty badass as well. But yeah, if you were to ask me like off the top of my head, Raphael and Shredder.
I love Bebop and Rocksteady as well. You wouldn't even think of him, like.
But and who was your favorite turtle?
My favorite turtle was Raphael, definitely.
Yeah, there's a reason we're fucking friends.
Was my villain.
Yeah, see, who minds? We get it. You know, he gets it.
I love Leonardo as well, but Leonardo's is too much of a Cyclops character.
See, that's where my mind was gone. Too much of a fucking Boy Scout.
Exactly the words I was looking for. Damien says, so good. Wenger was a scary villain. Yeah, definitely. And he says, Thundercats, Slight is still my favorite 80s villain ever. I always loved green reptile characters as a kid. In Thundercats, it's got to be Mumra. Like, Mumra was fucking freaky.
Oh, yeah, Mumra was fucking, like, Mumra was
terrified me as a child.
Because I've always said, and I've looked at it since I got older. Like, obviously, when you were a kid, Skeletor was pretty fucking, he's really scary because you're a kid. But you get older.
Skeletor never scared me as
no, not, I don't mean scared, but you know what I mean? That was the intent. He was the bad guy. He was a skeleton, you know? But then you look at Mumra and you're kind of like, that's what Skeletor should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Like that fucking menacing fucking evil character. Like, but
like I love that he was like a feeble old fucking mummy, and then he turned into this gargantuan gladiator looking motherfucker.
I loved it. I'm genuinely fucking it's such a fucking underrated cartoon, dude.
I love that they're making a movie of it.
Yeah, I do. I agree.
Mick says, "Fuck, forgot DuckTales." Mick, we can just give you loads of animation tonight. Like, Damien said, DuckTales on the NES, one game I loved. And Damien with a great comment here. I like this. Sorry, Brian, I prefer GoBots to Transformers. GoBots was usually on TV AM before school and some ITV channels. I fucking loved GoBots. Give me Leader 1, Turbo, and the rest any day as well. Copter, Cycle, and I can't remember the female bag girl character, but she was a black car as well. Thought that was class as well.
I can't know. I remember GoBots, but I genuinely can't remember it off the top of my head. If I was to just sit down and think of it, maybe I'd gather more memory of it. But yeah, I mean, 80s cartoons, kids. You know?
I had an 80s VHS of GoBots versus the Rock Lords, and I must have fucking wore that thing out. I've watched it so many fucking times.
I still have a VHS player. My kids don't know what it is. Like, they just don't.
What kind of Xbox was that, Daddy?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like my older daughter does because I explained to her that's why we used to watch movies. We put tapes in and push it down. Yeah, but it's crazy. I still have like a wall full of VHS tapes upstairs. Like I'll never watch them again, but you know, can't throw out the classics, man.
Can't let go.
Oh yeah, can't.
Damien says Super Ted. Remember that? Oh my god. Super Ted and Danger Mouse. Yeah, there's two great cartoons.
I know. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Oh, he's off somewhere, guys.
Not that I didn't fucking remember it. It's right fucking here. Look, can you see that?
Yeah.
Fucking Super Ted.
I love it.
I just never thought. I thought 90s for Super Ted, man. Fuck. Good call, man. Good call.
Banana Man Tubbs, your daughter may like. Damien says. What Nick says favorite Mikey and Rat King. Hey. And also Mikey Casey says loved all the turtles. Mikey was probably my main because it's the same name. Loved Shredder, especially from the 03 series. That's one I can't remember. Was that the Nickelodeon one? Or was that further on again? Mikey says, never forget I got a turtle sewer lair for 1 year for Christmas and my mind was blown. Oh, I loved it. You never forget stuff like that and you get them for Christmas. Like
I mean, looking back at it, I'm assuming you had all the original like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Tubbs, I actually still have some of them here.
Do you still have the originals there, man?
Some of them.
Like I had one original that I found a few years ago, but it was manked, it was fucked up because it was like a Marty Jannetty from the original wrestling figures. Remember they were weird fucking body shapes on them. Do you remember those?
I don't know how these look now, like, but
go on.
There's
Donatello. That's the jam. Yeah, that's them.
And an original Skeletor.
Fucking hell, man! But do you remember the Marty Jannetty? Like they just him, but the old wrestling figures. Remember the design they had?
Yeah, the Hasbro's.
Yeah, but you remember they were static. They had the poses and things
like those.
Exactly, it was exactly those ones. But I had the Marty Jannetty one, and Philip O'Connor, on our chats or whatever as Boogie Bop. He will confirm this. I melted him in a kettle.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. At the time, this is what I mean is at the time I was like going dropping him in the kettle and melting him and stuff, and then you realize if you still had one of those years later, like you could be sitting on a gold mine. Do you know what I mean? In that sense.
But Tubbs, the important thing is you had your fun.
I did. I melted the motherfucker. It was great, and who knew? Years later he would end up being melted as a human.
So you're fucking Egypt, Tubbs.
I love you too, buddy.
Mick says Crasher is the female in GoBots. Fucking couldn't think of it. Thanks, man. I really couldn't think of it.
Yeah.
She was like the Starscream of the bad guys in the GoBots. Psycho! He was awesome as well. But which action toys continued their GoBots MP line? Oh, I would love like a Siege scale GoBots line. How fucking awesome would that be? But yeah, that's another line I can't afford to start collecting if it was a thing.
Oh, and another cartoon as well is just to give an honourable mention to anyone.
G.I. fucking Joe, man. I didn't even think of that either.
Which?
G.I. Joe cartoon. I never thought of that either.
But no, what I was going to say there's the honourable mention. One was Defenders of the Universe or Defenders of the Earth.
Yeah, I think Damien said that in one of his top 10.
And then Ghostbusters was mentioned in the comments as well, so I don't think any of us brought that up as well. But that was a fucking fantastic cartoon. The original Ghostbusters.
Damien says toys have feeling. Tubbs, you're so cruel. Damien, you ever see Toy Story? Tubbs is the neighbor, the dude with the skeleton on his shirt.
I'm not anymore, right? I keep my fucking toys well in the boxes and I don't harm them.
Yeah. That's why
fucking he keeps Super Ted, man.
That's why he keeps them in the boxes, afraid to damage them.
Like I've got DVDs that are still in the plastic. It's ridiculous, like.
So
I think that's addiction buying them, man. I think that is just going into a thing, just buy something and throw it on the shelf.
Speaking of buying things, right?
Yes.
I did something incredibly stupid this week.
What did you do?
I pre-ordered a Star Wars Black Series 50th anniversary Qui-Gon Jinn. Right, that's all fine and well.
Okay.
So, as I was looking over my pre-orders, as you do, seeing if you can spend a little money here and there, maybe.
What did you do?
I noticed I already pre-ordered that figure about 3 months ago.
So now you got 2.
No, I got money back, so I spent it again.
You should have put it in on pre-order for something else.
I did.
What did you pre-order?
Transformers smokescreen from Siege. So yeah, silly Brian. Okay, so go on.
No, go on.
I was just going to say we're going to move on.
That's what I was about to say. Like, so, I have a topic here if you want to talk about it briefly before we move on.
Go on.
It's have you seen the new updates about the issues with Sony at the moment?
Yeah.
Have you seen this?
What? Have you seen this? Have you heard of this?
No, about The Last of Us.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they're at, man.
Like, okay, so anyone that like played The Last of Us 1 on PlayStation 3 and again on 4,
and again on 5,
gonna get a chance to play it on 5 again, but completely remastered again. What I mean, look, and this isn't me shitting on the game. You know me. You loved it. I absolutely fucking love this game. I loved it on PS3. I bought it again on PS5 or PS4. Why? Like, this is another Grand Theft Auto thing. They're re-releasing it for another fucking generation.
That's not even the worst part, though.
Yeah, but did you hear that? Like, Ben Studios are not moving forward.
Yeah, because they pitched Days Gone 2 and Sony didn't like it and decided, we'll remake Last of Us again.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, I mean, I've played The Last of Us and I've played it again on PS4, and this is the fucking stupid thing, all right? I'm pretty sure by the time this happens, PS5 will be backwards compatible regardless. And it is already for PS4, right? So you can fucking play the game already.
Yeah, of course.
Why do you need to waste your time doing
it? I played Last of Us 1 last year, right after finishing the second one.
Yeah.
And it holds up perfectly.
It's fantastic. It doesn't need a remake. It doesn't need, like, I mean, and it's not even like, I heard it was a remake. I was like, what does that fucking mean? Are you remaking it? Like, are they making a brand new version of it?
Yeah.
Or are they just like making like better graphics, better environments, fucking extra bits and pieces to the story? I don't know. It's as much as I loved the Last of Us universe, this is a project that I really, really just like shook my head at. I was like, this is like, make Last of Us 3. Don't make fucking remake Last of Us 1.
Well, I was going to say, like, they're probably terrified to make Last of Us 3.
Almost a perfect game.
The Twitter fucking assholes ruining the last one.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like us doing this podcast, and someone's like, "Oh, I think you talk about this too much. Fuck off and find another channel because we're going to continue to fucking do it." That is how this shit should work. This is a content providing thing that we do on a weekly basis, and the lads that come on and interact with us. Thanks for that, guys. But they like what we're talking about.
Yeah,
so
we love that.
But if someone just comes on to go like, "You're crap, shut up, you stop talking about stuff," I'm kind of going like, well, you clearly don't need to be here, or you clearly don't want to be here. So,
well, to someone like that, I would say, well, thanks for caring enough to comment.
I wouldn't. I'd find their address and bounce their head off the fucking wall. Because I'm just, as we've clarified, I'm 2 years older than you, Brian. I had no shit for this shit no more. I got no fucking brain span for fucking stupid people on stupid internet. And this is the most stupidity thing I've ever fucking seen or heard. Because Days Gone is one of those games. Me and you both platinum that game.
Amazing.
Amazing game. It's so fucking good. For anyone that hasn't played it, it's just so many people slept on that game. And it is fantastic. Make that a sequel, because like, you open the fucking world up for one, and
give us cars and stuff in it.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Just do that, or as I said, go off and make The Last of Us 3. Don't remake a fucking game that doesn't need to be remade because it's almost a 10 anyway. Like, this game, I'd understand.
Even if they were going to remake something, remake the first Uncharted.
Yes, yeah, exactly. for the first three even. Do you know what I mean? Like 2 and 3 are perfect, but yeah, bring the first one back up to fucking standards. Do you know what I mean? And or just make Uncharted 5. Stop going backwards.
It's just fucking lazy and stupid.
It is. It's very fucking lazy out of Sony to do that, because they're just going to go, yeah, like we have an IP there, we can just remake or re-envision or whatever the fuck. But yeah, I just wanted to fucking ramble about that for a second.
No, I totally agree with everything
I
you said
saw
on that,
that,
man.
Because isn't this what
fucking
the
annoyed the
culture?
shit out of me when I read it as well.
But isn't this what the Culture Cast podcast is about? Is this seeing things that are culturally relevant in the week? And
you might say casting our eyes on the culture tubs.
Did it? He said the name. Don't you just love when they say the name?
I have a few comments.
Yeah, go on.
Here, Tubbs, and this is going to open up a debate, which I love.
Yeah, okay.
Mikey says people hate seeing people being brave enough to do what they love. Keep making this show because I'm going to keep watching. Of course, like
love you for that, Mikey.
Making the show regardless. And thanks for being here every week.
Yeah, thank you, Mikey.
Yeah, so Tubbs.
Yeah,
I think you need to wind up for this one. Nick says, thoughts on The Last of Us 2 storyline, Tubbs, after the controversy?
There was no controversy about this at all. What it was stupid fucking people not fully understanding what the fuck they were playing and going, I don't like the thing you gave me. Fuck off then. Play something else. It was a fantastic game. Yes, was it a bit too long? Maybe. But tell me if you enjoyed it. And I've said this on this podcast the whole time, right? And Brian's heard me say it 100 times. Because so many people have shat on me for liking games and liking movies they don't like. Man, if you like something, then like it. If someone else doesn't like that you like it, then jog the fuck on. This is a little trick to life, lads, right? It's a little life lesson, right? You don't have to like everything someone else likes, and you don't have to hate on someone else for liking something. That's just a fact. You're allowed to like things that other people don't, and vice versa. So for me, I really, really, and I know Brian did as well, I loved The Last of Us 2. I genuinely did. I thought it was a fantastic game. It gave me moments of genuine tears, gave me moments of genuine fucking anxiety, and made me fucking angry. But not for the reasons the snowflakes online got angry. You know, because they're snowflakes. Yeah.
Okay, so
thanks, Mike.
My turn.
Mick.
My turn. Yeah. If people are so caught up in their own bullshit that they have to attack a fucking performer on Twitter for playing a role video game, they need to have a serious look at the size of their dick, because they're fucking pathetic. Abby was a fantastic character in the game. I 100% understood everything what she did. The guys that wrote the game, they did shit that some games have never done to me, and they made you look at every antagonist from here on out, because never before did you get what's a moment, and then a moment in a game and not spoiling it, and then seeing the reasons for the moment from the other side. It's always like, oh, I'm the hero, I need to go fix that thing now, but it never tells you why the person on the other side caused that thing. You know what I mean?
Just on that point, without spoiling it, just because, I mean, obviously, we played the first game, we played the second game, you become attached to characters. Yeah. But I think, and I think you've all heard me say this as well, we still forget at times that these are fictional characters. You know? But that aside, the characters that we fell in love with in the first game, I think people forget moving into the second game that certain characters were very shitty people that had a very, very dark story and arc going into the second game. So it was very muddled. It's very muddled, and I think what the second game did very well was it put you in situations where you felt guilt for actions you had no control over. And I said, and that's what pissed people off in the game. Was like, why would they make me do this? I don't want to do this. Yeah, it's called good storytelling. It's called it's called weighty
basically.
fucking atmospheric gameplay. I loved that they did that because they changed my fucking mind on how something can be presented. Now, look, let's be honest. Is it a 10 out of 10 game? Is it as good as the first one in my eyes? No, but it's not. It's not a bad game. It's
I think it's
fucking 9
better
point.
than the
Like if the first
first
one's a
game.
10, this is a 9.5, in my opinion. And I stretch that out. My opinion. Everyone else's opinion is probably going to differ fucking up and down, but that's mine. I love the first game to hell and back. Pissed off that it's been fucking remastered on 3 separate consoles, but that's a completely different story. But yeah, I love this, and I love this franchise. And the trick here is, people, right? And I've said it already. Just because I love the shit out of it doesn't mean you have to.
Like
We've had
when
this
it first
conversation
came,
about the Man of Steel before. It is my fucking jam, and if it's not your jam, we can still be friends. It's just the way it is.
when it first came out, I think the first week it came out after I finished it, I went on two different podcasts and I talked about it for about 2 hours on both.
Yeah.
And I know you were on one with me,
I was
Tubbs.
on one with you, yeah.
And the one that I wasn't with you on, there was a guy, the host of it, basically tried to change my mind throughout 2 hours, and I was like, "Nah, you're wrong."
Now, on
You're
that
wrong.
note, anyone in the comments, right? If you actually want to hear me and Brian's full walkthrough and breakdown of what we thought of the second game in detail,
We'll do it next week or the week after.
no. There's already a podcast there.
Yeah,
So
we
where
can
can
drop the links for that.
Yeah, no, but I'm pretty sure it's is it Paddy Murphy's channel?
I think so. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
survive.
so
Paddy
it's
Plays.
Let's survive Paddy Plays. There's a video there. Me and Brian and Paddy talk about it detail. So if anyone wants to go check out what we thought of the game in detail, you can go over there and check it out. But if you want us to ramble on an entire fucking episode, put it in the comments. We'll fucking do it. We ain't got nowhere to go. We're in lockdown, baby. I'm drinking water and I'm having
I think
fucking
once
good
Falcon and the
time.
Winter Soldier ends, we should talk about it on a podcast here. And
Make it a special dedicated to that.
did you like that nice cheesy segue, Tubbs? Tasted good, right?
Is that what we're heading into?
Yeah.
Do we have Invincible first?
I think we'll do Invincible first because Falcon and the Winter Soldiers are.
So is this where we gotta ramp up the spoiler warning for people in the chat?
So, bet you're gonna like what I'm gonna do here, Tubbs.
Oh, I like when Brian does things.
So, guys, I want to know if you've watched this particular show that we're going to talk about next. 1 second now. I think you know the show I'm going to talk about.
Me? This guy?
Yes, that guy. So, we are going to talk about the show on Amazon, and it is called
Invincible.
Now, see, Tubbs, you don't say it, you just ruin it that way.
Oh, yeah. See, I've seen the first 5. Is it 5? 4? 5?
Yeah, 5 now.
5 episodes, and that is like a major part of it.
I had to try it. It might come off as well, like, but yeah.
Yes, so episode 5. Massive spoiler warning, kids. Just letting you know.
So, spoiler warnings for Invincible on Amazon Prime. We're on episode 5 tonight, and yeah, more violence, blood and guts. I fucking love it. That fight at the end was fucking chef's kiss.
Oh, is it chef's kiss or Jeff's kiss?
I don't know any Jeff, so I presume it's chef's kiss.
Kevin Smith says Jeff's kiss, and I think he's got that wrong.
That's because he's a bit of a gee bag sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, unless he just decided to say it that way because he could make it his own thing. I don't know. But I get back.
No, it's like when someone makes food, it's like chef's kiss.
Yes. Yeah, that fight sequence. And let's get 2 things out of the way first and foremost. All right?
Dad, let him get beat up.
Yeah. This is one thing I said since the very beginning. I know that's probably the design and that's the direction, but fuck me, is Omni-Man an asshole? Like, there's
absolutely, he's a cunt.
Like, I mean, like I used to like when we saw the first episode and we saw the massacre that happened there, and then Joe line to the wife and things like that as it went forward. I thought, all right, is there something that we're not seeing here with maybe Cecil or Cecil, the robot, and all that kind of dynamic and shit going on? But no, he's just a flat out fucking asshole.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I honestly think like the whole storyline is that his kind are conquerors and he's Earth's conqueror.
And do you think, because this is what I got from it, like as I said, this is why I love talking about content, because everyone gets a different kind of aspect or thing from it. You know, I mean, I know, like, you know, a while ago I was like ranting about The Last of Us. I was like, animated and shit, but no, but at the same time, I'm wondering to myself, is this his way of trying to teach the son? If you're going to try help these people, then I'm going to let you take the beating.
Yeah, you're going to suffer for it.
Yeah, you're going to suffer for it. Which
He
is
said
like what
it.
I got.
He did say it to him. Like, he's like, "Oh, you're going to regret it."
And let's like, I mean, let's just like fucking run straight to it because we're on spoiler territory. How about that fucking twist?
Go on.
Remember, he was working with the Rock dude for the whole episode.
Fucking,
and
yeah, that was awesome. I
Spun
love
him
that.
on his fucking head, man. And he ended up being the fucking the big fucking bad at the end, you know. But the fight sequence
that was brilliant,
crazy. Like, because like I mean, obviously, like he's like Omni-Man, like he can get hurt, but he regenerates and so on. But like I like the dude fucking smashed his chest in half. I was gonna go like. And then
that lion dude was taking no fucking prisoners, like.
And man, he was like, I mean, all the rest of it. I mean, that group alone that was there. But one thing I will say, you know, where you can kind of see there's like elements of other characters, like ripped off. If you get me, from like
100%
DC and Marvel and things. Like the robot guy, you know, the robot fucking dude, he put the chip in his head and stuff. Like every time I saw him, I was kind of going. Like that's Black Mask. Like that's 100%. Can you hear me? Or am I going fucking on glitchy?
No, I can hear you.
But it's a pure Ultron. But I mean, but that's the first thing I thought of personally was like that's like Black Mask. Even the way he's like he's got the suit on and everything else with the fucking like the mask on, and but it's a robot, like, but it's, you know, and that's what it reminded me of. But the guy, the Rock dude, at the end of it, then when he's in the suit,
he's like Luke Cage.
Luke Cage when he was good, Kingpin when he wasn't. That's what I was going to go like. I was like, and do you know what I love about this show? Show is genuinely pulling from concepts and characters that I'm assuming the creators love.
Yeah, just definitely. It's Kirkman, like, he's a comic guy, like.
So like you can tell there's elements from both DC and Marvel in this show, like that. It's not in it, but you know that it's taken reference from. But yeah, this was it's insane. I didn't think after the first episode would like any of the fight sequences like shock me. Because like the first one was just fuck me, this is so violent and so fucking left field. And this one was very similar. But it was a different one. But it was a very similar feel. It was violent as fucking hell. And what was the girl's name? The young girl that's really an old girl that turns into the beast again.
Turns into the monster thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't think of her name either.
Is it Beast Girl or fucking
Beast Girl? Yeah.
Is she dead now?
No, because he was holding her there at the end, wasn't he?
But he did. The robot freaked out, like, you know what I mean. Started fucking like zapping fucking dude. Like they all got their asses handed to them, like
they got destroyed, like
massively.
Like when Invincible came in, like he turned the tide for like a second. He smashed a few with him, and then just. And
I'm assuming like that, like big huge fucking like lion fucking dude is very much a game changer. Yeah,
he was just like, oh, no challenge, and left.
Yeah. He's just going like, there's no challenge here, and he just went. But I really do think that the wife is on to Omni-Man as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Which makes me wonder for her safety. Because this show has shown me in 5 episodes that like, and they did it in the first episode. It was like, you know all these heroes that look like the heroes you love from DC? Yeah, they're all going to die in like 2 seconds. We're going to kill them all off. They're never going to see him again. I'm kind of going like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is mental. But as top tier entertainment goes, Invincible is getting the 5 stars from me, man. It's such a good show.
It's fucking brilliant.
Like,
And
you said it to me after the first episode. You go to Megan, just watch the first episode and you won't stop watching. And then when I got to like the 5th episode, I was like, oh, the only thing that pisses me off about this show now is that there's no more episodes to watch until next week.
Yeah.
You know? It's that kind of feel. That's when you know a show's good and it has you hooked. But I mean, it's, you know me, I'm an animation head. I love my cartoons. But this has just got the violence and it's got the fucking superhero elements and it's got good storytelling.
Yeah, like I would recommend make Mikey, Damien, any of the guys in the comments, if you can watch this somehow, some way.
If you haven't seen it, I'm very sorry that you stuck around to have this fucking thing spoiled for the last 2-3 weeks because we're talking about it in detail and stuff. But I wouldn't even let that stop you. If you haven't seen it, just go and fucking jump on Amazon Prime.
Like we're literally just scratching the surface. There's so much
wherever you can find that
depth to this as well.
Yeah,
like
I
even
mean,
like
blowing
off the girlfriend.
We're just skimming over the episode as best we can. But there's a lot more detail. There's a lot more going on. Like that robot fucking dude is another scumbag.
I think actually, Mikey, if you're still in the comments, I think you would relate a lot to this Invincible kid because he's very much similar to Spider-Man in how he goes. Because he works like a part-time job and all that kind of shit as well, and goes to school, and it's very similar, like, to Peter Parker in a way.
Yes, he has that. Except he's got Superman-like powers.
Yeah, well, it's not, like I said, it's not exactly the same.
No, I totally get what you mean. It's that same kind of arc. He's young and he's only kind of figuring out he's only establishing who he is now. So it's it's very like an origin. Like season 1 is very much an origin story to Invincible. You know, which I genuinely do like.
So then, the main event.
The main event for the
how fucking awesome was Captain America? Or why do I keep saying Captain America? Falcon and the Winter Soldier this week.
You want to know why you say Captain America?
Yeah, because
and I know why is because the very last image of that fucking episode.
Spoilers before we go any further.
I'm not telling you anything, but I'm just saying that's, you know what I'm on about, and that's why you said Captain America. He's not in it, by the way. Just letting you know. Just I'm not going to pull a Mephisto fucking Quicksilver job here. There's no fucking getting anyone's like hopes up here. But remember I was saying it's like I loved the first 2 episodes, and episode 3 wasn't. It's not that I didn't like it, but it was my kind of least favorite to date.
I think the problem is I think this will watch really well when you watch the 6 of them in a row.
Yes, it'll play much better, I feel, because it's because you're taking breaks in the story. And WandaVision was a very different watch because it was designed like a sitcom.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, it was designed to appear like an episodic sitcom episode. This one does feel like a big 6-hour-long movie, if you get me. But yeah, I've questions for you this week. I have a couple of theories as well.
Oh, cool. Let's bring it on.
Yeah.
Okay, so before you go, let's start. Damien says, new power broker contenders this week. Drum roll, please. Hold on. Claw and Ultron. Claw, I do think, is a real possibility. What do you think, guys? Now, Claw was played by Anthony Serkis. Did he not die in Black Panther, or did he escape? I know Michael B. Jordan kind of left him in a heap, all right, like, but I don't know.
It's comics,
if you don't see a body.
Yeah, I mean, very much that thing is if they die off screen, it is the unwritten rule, or it's that written rule in movies and TV, that they're not genuinely dead. That's how they, in every soap in the world, they can bring characters back 10, 20 years later and go, oh, they never actually died, Yeah, it's that kind of thing. Yeah. So,
but yeah, what were you going to say, Tubbs?
No, it's actually what I was about to say was going off the questions. The theory about the power broker. Who do you think it is?
I still hold firm that it's Thunderbolt Ross.
I don't.
Okay,
No, I think it is.
go on.
I think it's Nancy. I think it's Agent Carter.
I've heard that theory going around as well.
It's there's something about her in this show that's so different to how she was in the movies.
She's hotter. She's hotter now, so she must be evil.
She is. Yeah, she's hotter now. But no, but there's just it just seems like even when she's talking about like obviously like I paid for what you guys did, but you like, obviously she's still the one on the run. I think what she won't say a bad guy. I won't say she's like a villain, but I do think she's the power broker. I do think she's pulling the strings in the background. I reckon that could be a thing. Now, Thunderbolt Ross is perfect to bring in. I think that could be fucking unreal because we haven't seen him since Civil War. Yeah, so I mean, this
like the reason the reason I keep saying him was from the very start of the MCU, he was the one who was obsessed with bringing back the super soldier serum, and he made Hulk by accident, and even make it, and ended up making Abomination Tim Roth. So like, I don't know if anyone was trying to bring the super soldier program back to life or keep it going, it makes the most sense for me that it will be him, because the Civil War registration thing didn't fucking work either.
Yes, I mean, so do you think if it was Thunderbolt Ross to come back, do you think it would be more? He would be more like on the villainous side and not like that, like just that like asshole that's trying to do, like
he wants his own private military superhero team, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, there's just something about this show and the way the direction it's going. I think Sharon Carter is definitely going to be down. And it could be one of those things, man, where she could be fucking working for Thunderbolt Ross. She could be working for someone else. But I think she's the power broker. I think she's the bridge between the bigger story, if that makes sense. In a sense of doing it that way. Just shove you here, Betty, because I can. But yeah, so it's so I mean that's one thing. But then you have like the whole Wakanda thing, right? Now, not to bring up obviously the whole Chadwick Boseman thing.
Yeah.
But it's strange how like they haven't mentioned Black Panther.
Yeah, well, I suppose they're his private army that are in Malaysia, so that they don't need to mention him really.
But yeah, I suppose. I mean, but I was just thinking is because she mentioned like the king. Do you remember like it was like T'Challa's father?
T'Chaka.
Yeah, so they mentioned him. So I mean, that would be a direct connection. Like, so I'm assuming, if Black Panther and all that kind of stuff is, he'd have a genuine interest if Bucky had like released Simo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, obviously they can't unless they have Black Panther show up, but it's obviously a different Black Panther, and that's how they kind of go the direction. I don't think that'd be addressed at all until the next movie, personally. But it's just one of those questions where you'd be kind of looking at it, like, it's weird that they haven't even kind of like mentioned it. Obviously, I think it gets too tricky then if they do. But let's talk about the US agent.
Before we do, though, there's a lot more to unpack from that episode.
Yes, there definitely is, but that's one thing I really want to get into.
One of my favorite scenes of that whole episode was Bucky when she was trying to she was reading out the codes, and she's like, "Oh, you are free now," and he was bawling, crying. Lads, that
fucking scene was powerful,
amazing.
Yeah, Sebastian Stan's acting was top class in that scene, and
it was so good.
I do love. Now I wasn't sure at the start. Remember, in the first episode, there wasn't a lot of him. Like, obviously, we found out. Actually, what am I fucking talking about? Fucking scratch that. I thought he was brilliant in this. I was actually backtracking there to think, was there a time that I didn't like his acting in the show? He's actually, I actually like Sebastian Stan I prefer the Winter Soldier to Falcon. 4 episodes in. Now that's not to say that I don't like what's his fucking name?
Sam?
Anthony Mackie's character. It's just
Clarence.
I do feel that like there's a lot of what you call it in it as well. From Anthony Mackie that I've kind of was like there's a lot of aggression towards Bucky.
Mm.
And I've always wondered because I've seen all the movies and everything else, and I've always kind of been going like I don't understand honestly why there's that much aggression between the two, because at the end of fucking Endgame they were standing side by side.
Mm.
You know, it's weird how he's acting towards like I look at it. It could be a thing of you're looking at it this way. It's like is his guilt is the guilt of the shield and everything else just being projected onto Bucky?
Like.
I think that's maybe what it is. But Sebastian Stan for me is the better character of the two in the 4 episodes so far. Like no, don't get me wrong, Andy Mackie has had some class moments in this show.
I really liked him in this episode as well, especially.
Like I loved this was but even getting to it was this episode was the one where I really started to see it's not just all like quips and fucking kind of like backhand comments from him. It's like even when he was in the room talking to
Carly
in the room, and it was a genuine like he wasn't there to like like just like one upper, but then fucking US fucking agent fucking asshole
Captain douchebag
had to fucking strike in and then fucking severed it and cut it like you know what I mean. There was a lot of good moments. This episode was meaty I was trying to think there, like that's why not forgot, but that's why I didn't initially go straight to that Sebastian Stan moment because I was trying to think of all the other moments.
There was the fight then with the Dora Malaysia, I can never say it right, the thing.
And Zemo in this episode, what a sneaky prick. But
you know what? Like when we after the first few episodes, after last week's episode, I was kind of like, he's dancing, he's doing stupid shit. I was kind of like, just kind of far removed from what he was in Civil War, where
this one completely flipped
where he
back.
was a cold, calculating psycho. But this episode, fuck me, he's a fucking prick.
But it was as you said there is this episode you could see simmers of his calculation. Like even with the kid, do you know what I mean? It's like fucking Joe. Like,
those are very, very bad men.
Do you know what I mean? It's like he really fucking and then he did that thing where like, do you ever see like certain people like they'll start an argument and then when shit kicks off, if they just kind of fade into the background and let the fight happen. And that's what he kind of came off like. Is this? It was like because he just slowly faded into the background, picked his chance to go. So I reckon that now he's disappeared. So now I reckon you're going to get full Zemo in the next 2.
Also, I loved that little moment where he looked at the vials on the ground and he was like, smashed them. He's left literally, you're thinking like for a second, oh, he's going to take one of the things. It's like, no, stuck these principles and fucking squashed every one of them.
This is what I like about it as well, Brian, is that like you were saying about like the dancing and all that kind of stuff, and it did really seem out of character for that character we were left with at the end of Civil War. That version of Zemo. And then you see him dancing, and he's like, he's walking around with them, and last week's one, I think that's what it was. You were kind of going like, because remember I even said it in last week's show. I was like, if you were Bucky, wouldn't you just like even like punch him, like even once, just to get it out of your system? But they were all like walking around with each other, and this week you could genuinely tell, okay, he was manipulating the situation the entire time, and he just proved it with this, like, because the minute they showed up to take him, and then fucking Wyatt fucking assfest then shows up, being fucking. And I did love a moment though. I did love a moment where he got his ass kicked, and he said it to was it Lamar? Yeah, he's made. He was like they weren't even super soldiers, and he's all all fucked up, and I think that was the end of his downfall though.
I love his descent.
But his descent into now he had
a lot more.
So I ask you this question: do you
it's going to be something that will threaten Falcon and Bucky at the end?
Yeah.
And I think for him to redeem himself, he'll sacrifice himself and save the two of them.
Who's that, Zemo?
No, the other fella,
You reckon so?
Wyatt.
Now, I also heard, now obviously, take these with pinches of salt because you hear them on the internet or you see kind of like stories and stuff. But lean into what you were saying about it, just something threatens Bucky and Sam, but not in this show, but leading into the movies could be something that is a reason to bring Cap back.
Mm.
Because obviously there's talks that Chris Evans is actually having talks with Marvel about possibly coming back. Now I don't know if that's to come back as Old Man Cap or come back as a multiverse version of Cap. I don't know. There's not enough information out there to kind of really say what the deal is. How do you go back from that?
He pretty much killed someone in broad daylight, and everyone saw it. So he's gonna be stripped of the Captain America thing. Falcon will get it back, I think.
After you reckon this is but see, this is the thing. Now that he's a super soldier, and now that he's and he's not a Steve Rogers type person. He's a fucking angry asshole with a weird fucking face. I'm sorry. That mask does him no justice. When he's out of the mask, I'm like, he's a good actor. You can see he's got the acting chops going and stuff. But when he puts on that Captain America mask, man, it does not for his.
He's Harry Kane,
It just or was that fucking dude as well from there's some weird fucking ginger kid from fucking Coronation Street.
Oh, Chesney.
Chesney, he looks like fucking Chesney in the suit, man. He has the mask on. It does something to his nose. It's like.
Let that be the one and only time we mentioned Coronation Street in the show, by the way.
It won't be. So I reckon it's going to be very, very, very interesting to see the fallout of that, because I reckon US Agent is going to be full-blown villain by the end of the season.
And by the way, I don't hold it against him for losing his shit because his best mate got killed by a super soldier.
This is what I mean. I do. There's a lot of deep-seated issues. I think his initial want for that serum, the reason he decided to take it, it wasn't to be this murderous asshole.
No, it was
genuine. I think there was this genuine want to be like Steve Rogers.
Yeah, I think
super soldier and have
the weight of the shield killed him.
Yeah, I mean, and you can see it when he got his ass handed to him in the room by the Wakanda soldiers. Call them the Wakanda soldiers, because I don't know what they were fucking called.
The Dora Malaysia, yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. Brian knows the name, I did not. But when he got his ass handed to them, that fucked with his confidence. You could see it when he was talking. And then when he found the vial of the serum on the floor, that was when he was kind of going, if I take it, I can be like Steve Rogers. I can be like Captain America. But the difference, as we said a while ago, is Steve Rogers.
Don't lose who you are.
Yeah, be a good man, not a good soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
so
and US Agent is.
Yeah, we had some comments as well. Damien says, "Do you think nearly 2 hours again?" So go on.
If we have 1 or 2 minutes before we go.
Go on.
Well, before we end the show, we can't end the show without my Brie Larsson moment of the week. Yeah, so this week, Brian, a Brie Larsson moment that rightfully grinded my gears and pissed me off the fucking no end, was her negotiations for the new Captain Marvel.
All right, okay.
Did you hear this?
No.
Okay, so apparently, from what I was reading and what I've heard, is that she's looking for the Robert Downey Jr. deal. And this is not even a fact, but apparently Marvel have agreed to this. Apparently she is to be treated like top bill, first name on the posters, first person you see in the trailers, and what was the rest of it? It was and she wants, and she has apparently a massive amount of creative control about the direction that the character goes as well in the MCU. Like, I'm sorry, you're paid to play a character. Shut the fuck up and do your job. Like, this is what I hate. People say I'm mental for like bragging on about fucking Brie Larsson. These are the fucking reasons I do it. Because she's a fucking spastic, you know? Like it's like I said to you in the morning, right, man, I wrote this character, right? Like he's a bit cheeky and you know, like he like runs up walls and saves people, but you know he's gonna get hit by a bus, and you're like, I'm only gonna do it if like I don't get hit by a bus and I can write my own ending. But it's my story. Yeah, but this is how I want to do it. It's the only reason I'll do it. It's fucking madness. Like, it's actually madness. Now, and if these stories that we're hearing online are all true about her like creative control over the Captain, like the direction of Captain Marvel, wants to be fucking front billing on posters and fucking trailers and you know all this shit. I'm sorry, get your fucking head out of your ass. You're not even that fucking good to begin with, all right?
Oscar winning actress, like, but anyway.
Fuck her in her face, all right? Oscar my fucking hole. Yeah, okay, she won an Oscar, you know?
She's pretty good, like, to be fair.
No, she's a good actress. Look,
I would argue it. I know why you don't like her, but I'd argue with Dan.
But no, it's not because she's Captain Marvel. It's not even a Marvel thing. It's like
no, it's just you don't like her because of her views.
She's just an asshole. Like she is a good actress. I know I joked about the Oscar thing. She is a very good actress, and I've seen her in stuff that I do actually like.
Like I wouldn't go as far to say I love her, but she is a fantastic Captain Marvel. From what the Captain Marvel I know from about 2005 onwards, she's fucking spot on.
No, look, I can slag all.
She's a shit Captain Marvel if she was Warbird Miss Marvel now, to be fair. But that's a whole other thing.
No, but I mean, look, I could slag all day long and say, "Oh my god!" I mean, I didn't 100% like the Captain Marvel movie. I enjoyed it. It was good. I watched it. But out of all the Marvel movies I've seen, that wasn't the one that like really, really like where I was going, oh my god, I love this movie. She was brilliant in Endgame. Like I thought she was a much better version of the character in Endgame, if I'm being honest.
And funny enough, like she shot the Endgame stuff first,
which is fucking. Do you know what it was? She shot the Endgame stuff, right? She was fresh and new, so she was kind of like, oh, okay, and she was just playing the character, having fun. When she got her own movie, that's when Brie Larsson showed up. You know, like it was Captain Marvel for the first thing. Then Brie Larsson showed up, and Ego fucking came out.
Well, like yeah. In Endgame, two of my favorite scenes involve her.
In Endgame.
Yeah, like
yeah.
That moment where she walks into the room after bringing Tony home or whatever, and next thing, Thor's sitting there moping in the corner. And he gets up and walks right into her face and summons like Stormbreaker and just brushes past her hair.
She doesn't even flinch.
And she just keeps staring at it. It was like, oh, that's just fucking, that's how they interact in the comics. Like,
well, but
the other moment,
what?
The other moment is when Peter Parker is flying across the battlefield with the
I did like that moment.
And she's like, what do you got for me, Peter Parker? And I was like, that's just Captain Marvel, like straight out. Like
no, she's really good as the character. I mean, it's like I joke around a lot, like because I just don't like Brie Larsson the person. I think she's a fucking asshole, and just even sometimes even listening to her talk like is like nails on a chalkboard with the amount of fucking rubbish that comes out of her fucking mouth. As I said, all jokes aside, she is a fantastic actress as well. She wouldn't be getting the role she's getting if she wasn't. Well, then again, people have gotten roles that didn't really deserve them either. But you know,
yeah.
But
let's
no,
leave
but
that one. Let's park that one.
No, but you know what I mean. I'm ripping the piss there to some point as well. It's just when I hear things like this, from like an actress like this that's known for this bullshit. Like it was the same shit like about the whole like apparently about the Star Wars thing. Like she'd only agreed to do it if she was the most powerful like Jedi in the universe. And that was canon. You're kind of going like why can't you just play these characters well instead of what's this need to be the if she was a guy?
Is that are those real quotes? Like no one would say that.
I mean, like, look, as I said, these are all pinch of salt moments, man. I mean, you're reading this on the internet, you hear these things. Like
she
this is the Brie Larsson moment that pissed me off.
Is she a bit of a feminist? Yes. Is she a bit of a dickhead sometimes? Yeah, but stuff like that is definitely.
I could understand like someone like Chris Hemsworth coming up and going, well, I want full creative input on how Thor is like going
But
forward.
he does have a lot of creative input.
Yeah, but he's earned it. Like he's had a 10 years of tenure in movies. When you think about it, he's been there for a chunk of time. He has earned it. She's done too much. Yeah, it's probably just because I think she's an asshole, and I don't think these will be first villain on a poster, or my face is the first one you see in a trailer. All of the superheroes, not just your extremely. Now, are you sure it's not my internet dropping in and out?
No, it's our connection is perfect. It's connecting animated series busts, whether you like them or not. Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. And I just said, okay, cool. So reviews coming out. I have some reviews coming out over the next few days, some Transformers and stuff. And check out Friday's episode with Paddy Plays and Let's Survive Paddy Plays.
Yeah, last week's one was Luna Wolf and Paddy.
Those two were great episodes. I need to finish the one with Paddy Plays, actually. I'm nearly there.
Yeah, but this is what I like about it now is like now we can both plug stuff at the end of the show.
Exactly.
instead of Brian just plugging his stuff and I'm just going like, I'm here. It's good. It's good though. It's good that like we both have a full kind of like not a weekly drive, but there's it's a constant.
For working men, Tubbs.
To be fair, you were rolling.
Excuse me.
Daily for the last year while I was sitting at home going, I don't like the way the world is right now.
Well, sometimes you just gotta take a leap and fall flat in your face. And see what
that was last year. Now I'm fucking rolling. It's all good.
As long as we're rolling downhill, you're fine.
Always downhill, you know?
So yeah, guys, we'll catch you on the next Culture Cast next Sunday at 9:30. We'll be talking about episode 5 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Give it its full and proper title. And we will be chatting about episode 6 of Invincible. And we'll be doing some 90s cartoons. And of course, the usual bits and pieces from every week.
Yeah, little bits of culture that pop up that grab our attention, and any other moments that Brie Larsson was being a bit of an asshole. So.
Oh, and also before I finish,
yeah,
did you see that thing I sent you the other day, Tubbs? So, Mortal Kombat.
I didn't watch it because I genuinely didn't want to spoil it.
Okay.
I clicked on it and I saw something happen. I was like, no, I don't want to watch this. I want to see this when the movie's out because we're not too far away from that movie.
So it's been out in Asia someplace, and there's a fatality doing the rounds at the moment. So if you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch it. But I saw it and it looks fucking amazing.
I did see the start of it and I was going, I won't mention the name, but I think I'll text you after the show and you can confirm whether it was or not. But yeah, I saw one of the characters and it definitely was. Saw one of the characters and I was going, oh, fuck me, he's about to do something. I'm going to turn this fucking off because I want to see this happen in the movie.
Yeah, but like the only thing I want to say about it is the dude's eyes when he's doing it just sell everything. He's like, it's fucking batshit. But
like, I mean, I think, not to go fucking too much on a rant about this, but I genuinely do think people are going to be pleasantly surprised at how good this is going to be. Now, I didn't make the movie, but I reckon it's going to be one of those movies where people are going to say, oh, but it's just a Mortal Kombat movie. They're kind of silly. I reckon this is going to hit the nail on the head. Because, and to be fair, Brian, even if the story's not that good, if it's fucking fatalities and it's awesome fights and a banging soundtrack, you've already fucking got 3/4 of a good movie.
The story is it's a bunch of lads going ninja kicking in another dimension.
Yeah.
And with that,
what's the best way to put this? Now, when we watch Kong versus Godzilla, I remember we were saying is you kind of like have to leave your brain at the door type mentality. I think this is just it's a different form of leaving your brain at the door. You just kind of just don't it. You just go in and enjoy the fucking thing because you know what you're getting from this. I mean, this is the thing. You know what you're getting.
It can't be worse than a Paul Thomas Anderson movie featuring Mila Jovovich.
Hey, come here. It's not even that. I've said this before, and I go on record and say it again. if it's even 1% better than Mortal Kombat Annihilation, we've all, and that's what it is, my friend. That's what it is.
So with that, guys, see you all next week. Stay culture casting. Hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends because we need more subscribers. Subscribe to Tubbs and drink your water and all that kind of stuff. Oh, I just robbed from a big YouTuber there. But anyway, see you later, guys. Bye.
I did drink water.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.